Today we're gathered in formal convocation to celebrate the 246th commencement exercises at Purdue University. Please rise and join in singing our national anthem, then remain standing for the invocation offered today by Rabbi Avraham Glick, representing the Chabad at Purdue.
Let us pray for our university, for its students, teachers, administration, and all staff. Wisdom and education, goodness and kindness. Today you have acquired enough of both to graduate and go out into the world and make a difference. We pray that our scholarly knowledge be tempered and guided by our faith in something greater than ourselves. For knowledge without faith is as a tree without roots. May we be granted by you, Creator of all, the ability to utilize our newfound wisdom and to express this wisdom in deeds of goodness and kindness. For wisdom without acts of loving kindness and charity is as a tree that bears no fruit. Today we are standing here to celebrate your graduation. It is a momentous occasion for you, for your families, and for the future of our society. Throughout life, we are constantly struggling to understand who we are and what we are doing here. Today you stand here with the knowledge of who you are. You have been able to study and get an insider's look at what makes us be who we are and how we understand and interact with others and with the world. Use this learning and inspiration to better the world around you and to better yourself. After all, this may be the reason why you are here. May we soon enter an era of peace and harmony for all mankind, and may we merit the time when all humanity will be involved in the ultimate pursuit of truth and knowledge, together with goodness and kindness for all. And let us say together, Amen.
This is the moment, this is the day, this is the moment when I know I'm on my way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment, this is the time, when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me momentous moment. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckons, I never reckon second best. This is the day, just see it shine, when all I've lived for becomes mine. This is the moment, damn all the odds. This day or never, I sit forever with the gods. When I look back, I will recall, moment for moment, this was the moment, the greatest moment of them all. The greatest moment, moment of them all.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great privilege to extend a very cordial welcome to all who've joined us for this 246th commencement ceremony at Purdue University. Before introducing the members of the platform party, I'd like to ask you to recognize the representatives of our distinguished faculty who are with us today. Will our faculty members please stand? Representing the Board of Trustees of Purdue University, we have with us Lawrence Beck of Atlanta, Joanne Briette of Lafayette, Malcolm DeKreiger of DeMott, Mark G. Jr. from Johnston, Iowa, and Emeritus Trustee Barbara Edmondson of Clayton. Let's welcome these trustees. And here representing Purdue University Administration, we have Jay Ackridge, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Diversity, Michael Klein, Senior Vice President for Administrative Operations, Christina Wong Davis, Vice Provost for Enrollment Management, Matthew Folk, Vice President for University Advancement and Alumni Engagement, Ian Hyatt, Chief Information Officer and Vice President for Information Technology, Beth McCluskey, Vice Provost for Student Life, Karen Plout, Dean of the College of Agriculture, Meng Shang, Executive Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Dean of the College of Engineering, Nathan Mosier, Head of Agricultural and Biological Engineering, David Barr, Head of Materials Engineering, Eckhard Grohl, Head of Mechanical Engineering, I forgot that hold your applause to the end line. Rhonda Phillips, Dean of the Honors College, Catherine Sermersheim, Associate Vice Provost, Dean of Students, Stephen Bowden, Chair of the University Senate and our Grand Marshal this afternoon, Keith Garras, Assistant Vice Provost and University Registrar, John Lumpkus Jr., Teaching Academy member. Will you join me in thanking all these individuals? We're pleased to have with us on the platform other vitally important members of the university family. Michael Rakowski and Lindsay Peralt are public orators. Tracy Stack and Myron Yoder are sign language interpreters. Please join me in giving them special thanks. Greetings, friends, and welcome. I should say, welcome back. We're back in Elliott Hall, where Purdue spring commencements belong, for the first time in 3 years. And as I'll tell you in a As I'll tell you in a few minutes, to me that matters beyond just the pleasure of returning to this beautiful traditional venue. Starting with my first delivery of these remarks a decade ago, I've ended them with the same sign-off. Hail Purdue and each of you. It was just meant to be a little signature, a rhetorical device, chosen as much for its cadence as for any deep meaning. But reflecting on this year's ceremony got me thinking, maybe there's more to it than what I've intended all these years. Many talks on these occasions address themselves to all you graduates or the class of 20X, and I guess I've approached it that way some years. Today, I'm thinking more like those movie tough guys who ask, "You talking to me? You talking to me?" Today, I'll be talking to you, each of you, individually, or at least I'll be trying to. A friend told me of a commencement he attended where the speaker, just to inject a little levity, advised the graduates, in life, it's not who you know that counts, it's whom. I thought maybe only the English majors would get that, but it's a funny line, but bad advice. It is who that counts, not who you know, but who you are. The further I go, the less I'm sure how to answer the question, who are you? Where to start? I'm a Purdue employee, a happy husband, a father of 4, a businessman, a former elected official, a Presbyterian elder, a history buff, and a mediocre golfer. Ancestry.com informs me that genetically, I'm more Syrian and Lebanese than anything else, but I've got high percentages of Scotch, Welsh, and a dash of Italian mixed in. And I'm a dog lover. I grew up in a family of them. We got all ours from the Humane Society, every one some sort of mixture. And everyone was great, loyal, loving, a full member of the family. During those years, I adopted my mother's opinion that mutts are the best. We all better hope Mom was right, because we're all mutts here today. Hybrids, amalgams, crossbreeds, mongrels, mutts. If you doubt that, go check with Ancestry.com. There are no one-dimensional yous. Every one of you, when you pause to think about it, can already name a list of qualities that make up you. That list will keep growing as you leave here and launch into the fascinating and varied lives you are destined to lead. You'll keep learning and growing and adding new elements to your individuality. The more facets a diamond has, I'm told, the more brilliant it is. The same will be true for you, for an ever more interesting and differentiated you. The one certainty is there will be no exact copies, no one just like you, and therefore no one box anyone can stick you into. But there will be people who want to take away your you. There always have been. The pharaohs, monarchs, and warlords of old to whom other people were mere tools to be used and discarded. In recent times, the proponents of all the isms that viewed people as helpless ciphers in some predetermined historical trend or valueless instruments of an all-powerful state. In the worst cases, some people were grouped together and treated as subhuman, not deserving to exist at all. These days, your individuality is challenged by some who seek to slap a label on you, to lump you into one category or another, and to assert that whatever you are, your choices have little to do with it. What matters is not what you think or do, they claim, but what group they've assigned you to. You're a prisoner of your genes, or of circumstance, or of some societal forces against which you are defenseless. Such views may be cloaked in caring, sympathetic terms, but they are deeply disrespectful of those they affect to be supporting. They're a denial of your personal dignity and ability and willpower. Someone attempting to herd you into a group is someone with an agenda, and your personal well-being is not its main purpose. Your experience and success at this institution should convince you not to listen to such disrespect. In a few moments, when you walk up here, it will be your individual achievement we are honoring, and only you know how much individual effort it took to get here. He eventually gave Colts fans like me 1,000 great memories, but never one I admired more than Peyton Manning's first action as a professional athlete. At the news conference announcing his multi-million-dollar contract, the 22-year-old Manning was asked, "What are you going to do with all that money?" He answered, "Earn it." The degree you're about to receive is not being conferred on a group. We aren't awarding it to any club, team, or fraternity you happen to belong to. It's not because of your hairstyle, eye color, or because your parents went to Purdue. Nothing entitled you to it. It's yours, and yours alone, because the work that justifies it was yours. You earned it. You. The years ahead will bring new, even more difficult threats to your you-ness. The onrushing technologies of artificial intelligence will, some believe, supersede and devalue human intelligence and judgment. When the machines we've made, which can already beat any human in chess, or at reading x-rays, or at discovering new drugs, race vastly past our ability to reason or to perceive reality, where will that leave us? Actuarially, I probably mean leave you, as an individual. In an emergency, will tomorrow's pilots take the controls or defer to the computer? Will the surgeon trust her eyes and judgment, or allow the robot to make the incision the algorithm has chosen? Will the president yield to the sensors that tell him to launch the missiles right now before it's too late? As one recent book posed the alternatives, will AI be a tool, a partner, or a rival? In everyday life, when you have all around you gizmos that make Alexa look like a kindergartner, will you still be using the intelligence and reasoning skills that got you here today? Or will you turn over your you to a dazzling device that experts predict will know you and your preferences before and better than you do? In other words, as the machines become more and more autonomous, will you still be? One of today's eminent philosophers thinks not. He writes that when 21st century technology, quote, knows me far better than I know myself, individualism will collapse and authority will shift from individual humans to networked algorithms. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't like the sound of that. Many of you are already contributing to the advance of these technological miracles, and thus to the problems they will bring with them. Heaven knows where your future innovations will take us. All of you will be involved in the answers because these changes and their challenges will be part of literally everyone's life. The answers start with you. Somewhere I came across another commencement speech given at another university by Purdue's own Neil Armstrong, less than a year after he walked on the moon. He quoted Aldous Huxley, "There's only one corner of the universe you can be sure of improving, and that's yourself." That chore will only get tougher in a world where the machines are smarter than their owners, where it becomes easy to let the machines make the decisions. Quoting the same book I just mentioned, quote, "Reason alone may come to seem archaic. Some people may let their capacities for independent reason and judgment atrophy." Due to other technological miracles, your life expectancy will be decades greater than ours from earlier generations. But that's not the life expectancy I think about at these commencements. Purdue expects more of you than a long lifespan. Purdue expects that you will take the best of what you absorbed here into a world that becomes better for your being in it. That you will prove that you are in charge of our technologies and not the other way around. That you will, with Commander Armstrong, constantly improve that little corner of the world that is you. That you will politely but resolutely decline to be labeled, stereotyped, or reduced to any one-dimensional version of the true you. At the outset, I said there was a larger reason I was so happy to be back in Elliott Hall. That's because in here, over 6 separate ceremonies, Purdue still honors every graduate one by one. Most schools our size long ago went to batch processing, where degrees are conferred on groups, sometimes the entire class at once. Here, we take a different view. No matter how big Purdue gets, we value each Boilermaker as an individual. That diploma we're about to hand you is yours, and yours alone. Sure, you had help and support, and I hope some valuable mentoring. But fundamentally, you'll be crossing this stage because of what you have accomplished. You. So walk proudly. You're about to add another facet to the diamond that is you, graduate of Purdue University. It will be far from your last distinction, but I hope it will always be one that you value as highly as your university values you today. Hail Purdue and each of you. I now ask the Public Orator, Mr. Michael Rakowski, to announce the name of the honorary degree candidate to be recognized today and to recite the record of her accomplishments.
Meng Chang, Dean, College of Engineering, will now escort Jill Irby to the rostrum for the awarding of the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa. Jill Irby was sworn in as the Undersecretary for Nuclear Security of the U.S. Department of Energy, DOE, and Administrator of the National Nuclear Security Administration on July 26, 2021. Administrator Irby leads NNSA in achieving our nation's nuclear security missions, including maintaining and modernizing the nuclear weapons stockpile, advancing nuclear nonproliferation, and powering the Navy's nuclear fleet. Critical objectives in the nuclear security enterprise include bringing cutting-edge science and innovation to our missions, sustaining our stockpile without testing, providing new technologies and procedures to lower cost and reduce the time to deliver, and staying ahead of our adversaries. The national security enterprise is about 57,000 people strong and has a budget of over $20 billion. With an extensive background in science and engineering spanning nearly 40 years, Jill Irby brings a wealth of national security experience to NNSA. Prior to her nomination as administrator, Jill Irby had a 34-year career at Sandia National Laboratories and retired as the laboratory's director in 2017. Since her retirement from Sandia, Jill Irby served as the inaugural Sam Nunn Distinguished Fellow at the Nuclear Threat Initiative from 2018 to 19. In addition, she has been a member of the Defense Science Board, the National Nuclear Security Administration Defense Programs Advisory Committee, and the National Academy of Science Committee for International Security and Arms Control. She has served on a variety of technical advisory committees and nonprofit organization boards. She's a frequent participant in international dialogues, a spokesperson for women in engineering, and a mentor for emerging leaders. Irby earned her bachelor's degree from Purdue University and her master's degree from the University of California at Berkeley, both in mechanical engineering. She has authored numerous publications and reports, holds 3 patents, received an R&D 100 award. In 2016, she received the Suzanne Janich's Upward Mobility Award from the Society of Women Engineers. In 2017, Business Insider named her the second most powerful female engineer. Jill has received the Department of Energy Secretary's Exceptional Service Award, the National Nuclear Security Administrator's Distinguished Service Gold Award, and the Office of the Secretary of Defense Medal for Exceptional Public Service. For her distinguished record of accomplishment, Jill Irby is presented for the Award of Academic Honors by Purdue University.
Greetings, distinguished colleague. Upon the nomination of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Purdue University, I now confer upon you, Jill Irby, the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of the highest honor the university can bestow, you will now be vested with the hood and receive an appropriately inscribed diploma. The audience is invited to sing the Purdue hymn. The words are located inside the front cover of the program and will be projected. Will you please stand? seated. At this time, we give special recognition to those graduates who have demonstrated outstanding scholastic achievement, leadership, and service to the university community. In the program, you'll find the criteria for special student awards that honor these achievements. And also in the program, you'll find the explanation of the criteria for awarding degrees with distinction and highest distinction, along with the names of the graduates who've earned an honors designated degree by completing the requirements of the Purdue Honors College. Will the recipients of the Lewis Sudler Prize in the Arts Ross Award please stand and remain standing? Maybe that's the next session. Will the recipients for the France Cordova Award for Leadership in Action please stand and remain standing? Will those graduates who are candidates from the Honors College please stand? Next, will those graduates who are candidates for the honor of highest distinction please stand and remain standing? And now, graduates who are candidates for the honor of distinction, please stand and join them. Also, we'd like to recognize those graduates who accomplished the monumental task of balancing their equally demanding academic and athletic commitments. You'll find our student athletes listed in the program. Will those graduates who have earned the Student Athlete Medallion please stand? On behalf of the trustees and the faculty, congratulations on these accomplishments. We're counting on you to continue making exceptional contributions in all your future endeavors.
Mr. President, the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees in the College of Agriculture will be presented by the Dean of the College, Karen Plout.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the College of Agriculture please stand and remain standing? Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirements of the undergraduate curricula in the College of Agriculture. With the approval of the faculty, they are now presented to you to receive the appropriate baccalaureate degree.
Thank you, Dean.
Mr. President, candidates for the baccalaureate degrees in the College of Engineering will be presented by the Dean of the College, Meng Shang.
Candidates for the bachelor's degree in College of Engineering, please stand and remain standing as I call your school. Agricultural and Biological Engineering. Materials Engineering. And Mechanical Engineering. Mr. President, these students have successfully fulfilled the requirement in the undergraduate curricula in the College of Engineering. With approval from the faculty, they're now presented to you to receive the appropriate baccalaureate degree.
Thank you, Dean Shang. Exercising the authority of the trustees of Purdue University, legally vested by the people of the state of Indiana, and upon the recommendation of the Purdue faculty, I now confer upon each of you who have fulfilled the stated requirements the appropriate baccalaureate degree. with all the rights, privileges, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this achievement, you'll now receive an appropriately inscribed diploma. Please be seated. I now invite the marshals to escort all students who are earning a baccalaureate degree to the platform.
In order to respect everyone's opportunity to hear their name called, please refrain from applauding and cheering for your candidate until all the names have been called. College of Agriculture. Brenna Portia.
The Department of Agricultural and Biological Engineering.
Frank Alexis Uchuli. Margaret Adams.
Sophia Alfieri.
Jackson Alsdorf.
Monsi Astana.
Lisa Anderson.
Ruby Atkins.
Michael Anderson.
Josephine Bauer.
Alexis Arumbala.
Zachary Bibar.
William Armand.
Allison Bittinger.
Rebecca Ashby.
Kelsey Booth.
Brooke Bailey.
Juliana Brustolin.
Haley Baker.
Luan Cow.
Nathaniel Ballard.
Caitlin Carlson.
Davis Balser.
Matthew Chan.
Claire Bainey.
Christian Coe.
Laura Barrett.
Sydney Cooper.
Franklin Berry.
Sophia DeSaro.
Jacob Batista.
Andreas Dextra.
Elijah Beard.
Olivia Didat.
Grace Beard.
Antonia Devick.
Ryan Beard.
Alyssa Easton.
David Bender.
Emily Engel.
Geraldine Burkmeyer.
Sarah Edestad.
Lena Bernabe.
Michael Fiddler.
Samantha Blackwell.
Sydney Fisher.
Elena Bloom.
Laura Flandemeyer.
Hannah Bloom.
Gentry Fleck.
Summer Brantley.
Daniel Foley.
Ashley Brazo.
Madeline Foley.
Audra Brewer.
Eric Forkpaw.
Samuel Bricker.
Elizabeth Fraser.
Hannah Brinker.
Matthew Goebel.
Mercedes Brunton.
Ian Gonzalez Montañez.
Lindsay Bullerman.
Victoria Granite.
Ethan Bundy.
Sarah Hefner.
Daniel Burns.
Tyler Hilgeman.
Emily Burns.
Liam Johnson.
Shangja Sai.
Dhruv Khanna.
Noah Cantor.
Catherine Crick.
Molly Carroll.
Ji Yoon Lee.
Reagan Carter.
Mari Leland.
Lillian Casanya.
Jacob Long.
Mackenzie Cecil.
Cassidy Lurk.
Abigail Celentano.
Ari Mayan.
Grace Charpentilla.
Jack Maher.
Amy Clark.
Sarah Mavity.
David Clark.
Michael McCool.
Colton Clifford.
Claire McNicholas.
Cheyenne Coakley.
Colin Milady.
Zachary Cody.
Julia Molenhauer.
Brady Colgrove.
Caitlin Nibrugi.
Sierra Conley.
Jessica Nieders.
Austin Conrad.
Sophie Pesher.
Jason Convey.
Madhumitha Prakash.
Keldon Cook.
Chingjia Chi.
Nicholas Cook.
Dalton Saylor.
Owen Kuhn.
William Schmidt.
Colton Cooper.
Peyton Schaefer.
Morgan Corns.
Ekta Brijesh Singh.
Lauren Courtney.
Rebecca Slaughter.
Caitlin Cox.
Kate Sorg.
Jacobson Crockett.
Nathan Sprague.
Wyatt Crowell,
Sungavi Subramani,
Dalton Davis,
Haley Sadowski,
Christoph Davis,
Kian Tanaka,
Elizabeth Diacetis,
Haley Thomas,
Devin DeBoer,
Miles Thompson,
Ross Deason,
Christina Tully,
Allison Decker,
Matthias Vogelweed.
Margaret Delp,
The School of Materials Engineering,
Tian Chun Deng, Hannah Dino,
Leah Alexander,
Morgan Dines,
Nicole Baylog,
Sarah Donahue,
Clayton Barlow,
Angel Donlin,
Sarav Basu,
Anna Donnelly,
Garrett Bergy,
Samuel Donahue,
Mohammed Amir Rushaidi Imran,
Olivia Downey,
Noor Fakri Daniel bin Norazizi,
Russell Duke,
Warada Binti Yusra,
Mitchell Dunnigan,
Dominic Borzabadi,
Wyatt Dyson,
Mylan Brown,
Carolyn Edmondson,
Grant Carnell,
Garrett Eggert,
Rock Cern,
Maya Elliott,
Harley Clark,
Christopher Ellis,
Hannah DeBoer,
Miranda Ellswick,
Hannah Doyle,
Eric Emmerich,
Sebastian Elinzondo,
Rachel Eminger,
David Faraci,
Tristan Irwin,
Langdon Feltner,
Cristana Evangelista Poe,
Gerald George,
Brooke Evans,
Siddhant Guy,
Emily Evers,
Kimberly Giannini,
Ogechuku Erzurwa,
Matthew Jaru,
Jacob Foley,
John Gully,
Rachel Fernandez,
Ryan Hevener,
Jarrett Fisher,
David Herron,
Abigail Fisher,
David Ho,
Logan Fitz,
Jinju John,
William Fogg,
Abigail Jacob,
Ryan Fry,
Shay Jones,
Riley Garner,
Adam Katz,
Caitlin Garrett,
Ethan Corty,
Matthew Geller,
Stephanie Lamb,
Emma Gemlick,
Matthew Linson,
Caleb Gillis,
Devin Madigan,
Garrett Glassburn,
Ethan Mann,
Joseph Gleason,
Anna McArdle,
Garrett Glosser,
Aaron McCarthy,
Andrea Gonzalez,
Dane Mobius,
Cody Good,
Karan Matwani,
Abby Gordon,
Caitlin Mullins,
Elena Gocheff,
Bradley Nance,
Taylor Goss,
Juji Nishibuchi,
Kirsten Gouveia,
Kazia Peck,
Trent Green,
Patya Pibelchindo,
Autumn Greer,
Akul Seshadri,
Megan Griffith,
Brian Shaw,
Nathan Griffith,
Ching Shen,
Molly Grosjean,
Ryan Sue,
Nira Grinheim,
Julia Smith,
Jacob Habegger,
Madison Smith,
Seth Hackney,
Brandon Stewart,
Hunter Hall,
Connor Sullivan,
Alana Hamilton,
Tala Taib,
Brady Hammond,
Chiao Chong Gwen,
Samantha Heno,
Andrew Thoman,
Bonnie Hardy,
Allison Thornton,
Madeline Harper,
Lucas Topliff,
Grace Harris,
Keita Wade,
Keely Harris,
Ethan Wong,
Christabel Hartanto,
Lauren Washington,
Grace Hassler,
Carson Work,
Madeline Hassler,
the School of Mechanical Engineering,
Will Hathaway,
Nithya Agrawal,
Haley Hedrick,
Hussein Ali,
Ryan Heller,
Lucas Allegretti,
Colin Hemme,
Brendan Allen,
Lane Henderson,
Khalid Alothman,
Madeline Hensley,
Brandon Alpert,
Austin Herr,
Abdul Rahman Al Salam,
Clayton Hicks,
Camilla Amueto,
Peyton Hines,
Josh Amoranto,
Lydia Hitz,
Sneha Anand,
Bailey Hitzman,
Ethan Anderson.
Richard Hobbs,
Logan Anderson.
David Holt,
Frederick Ahrens.
Brooke Hopfer,
Samantha Armour.
David Hopkins,
Aliana Arroyo Fong.
Cooper House,
Claire Arthur.
Zhou Hui Huang,
Jennifer Asher.
Michaela Hubbard,
Kelby Atha.
Olivia Hubble,
Anando Bagchi.
McKenna Huddleston,
Emily Bacall.
Allison Hunter,
Dylan Bolter.
Aaron Hurst,
Kira Bandu Koala.
Emily Johnson,
Daniel Barboza Rodriguez.
Grace Johnson,
Alex Bauer.
Justin Johnson,
Shayan Bawani.
Larissa Johnson,
James Baxter.
Lydia Johnston,
Luke Bayless.
Reagan Djokovic,
Paige Beck.
Sarah Jones,
Corey Bennett.
Marcus Jost,
Aliyah Adriana Binti Kairul Hisham.
Kuule Zhang,
Nicholas Block.
Nicholas Just,
Lizanne Bonin.
Jason Cargill,
Camden Boston.
Peyton Kiefaber,
Bryce Bowles.
Ashlyn Kent,
Abi Boyina.
Carson Kerper,
Matthew Brainer.
Ryan Muhammad Iqbal Khan,
Holden Buckner.
Caleb Kidwell,
Madison Burnside.
Nicholas Keep,
Christopher Butcher.
Emily Kilmer,
Matthew Callisto.
Isabella Kirby Ramberger,
Ricardo Carbajal Diaz.
Megan Kaselica,
Jack Carr.
Sydney Clavino,
Juan Carrillo.
Benjamin Korniak,
Jared Cabbage.
Agner Kawame,
Daryl Chan.
Morgan Krell,
Yush Chavla.
Clay Kretzmeyer,
Eric Chen.
Josie Crowenwitter,
Joseph Jiaorong Chen.
Clinton Cuberto,
Harry Cho.
Olivia Kuhn,
Joseph Choi.
Michaela Legros,
Suhana Chowdhury.
Amicali Lagunas,
Noah Clark.
Justin Laumers,
Max Clausen.
Robert Lang,
Quinn Conway.
Caleb Lanou,
Anthony Cordes.
Emily Lansing,
Nicholas Correa.
Alexis Lash,
Thomas Council.
Jada Laycock,
Caden Cover.
Maya Leach,
Emily Cradock.
Micah Leahy,
Wesley Cragen.
Renee Lehman,
Theodore Crawford.
Bradley Lights,
Noah Criswell.
Paige Luand,
Gaurav Dedlani.
Lenchuga Lee,
Adam Dakin.
Chitien Liao,
Romir Domley.
Ichen Liao,
Nathan Daniel.
Benjamin Linville,
Edan Ding.
Mackenzie Lips,
William Dobbs.
Brooke Lobsiger,
Stephen Douglas.
Karen Lucas,
Alex Doxey.
Taylor Lubko,
Nathan Dressler.
Philip Luce,
Anuha Idupuganti.
Alexis Lyons,
Michael L. Youssef.
Michael McNulty,
Gavin Ellis.
Jacob Madden,
Shannon Ellis.
Marissa Maddox,
Thomas Eriks.
Gregory Maggum,
Kashan Faisal.
Macy Marinholtz,
Hamza Fakhrudin.
Erica Manicki,
Aaron Farah.
Lily Marigliano,
Harris Tarek Fata.
William Marishan,
Colin Foystel.
Joshua Martin,
Brian Fielder.
Destiny Martinez,
Jeffrey Finan.
Sally Martinez,
Elp Firkin.
Gracie Mossy,
Keenan Fitzharris.
Shelby Mathis,
Eric Fauerball.
Avery Matthews,
Michael Freeman.
Truman Maxwell,
Naomi Frank.
Allison McGovern,
Gabriel Fry.
Logan McKinney,
Eugenio Frias Miranda.
Grace McCarty,
Mark Freilich.
Rachel McDowell,
Morgan Fuller.
Abigail McGregor,
Deep Gouda.
Kirsten Mailing,
Max Gal.
Shayla Minders,
Srivitya Gandikota.
Emma Melcher,
Alexander G.
Julia Meskis,
Hannah Jovic.
Alexis Middleton,
William Graber.
Lauren Miles,
Elizabeth Graff.
Rochelle Miles,
David Graham.
Mackenzie Milner,
Kim Graham.
Mallory Minnick,
Benjamin Gritza.
Katie Mize,
Lorenzo Guidi.
Elizabeth Montgomery,
Aaron Gummersbank.
Mariana Morales Rodriguez,
Joao Pedro Haddad Correa.
Margaret Morse,
Daniel Hagedorn.
Kara Mosier,
Christopher Hall.
Erica Mueller,
Miss Rena Hanifa.
Margaret Mulligan,
Zachary Harbin.
Josie Murray,
Skylar Harlow.
Bryce Myers,
Jordan Harris.
Emily Myers, Tanner Nera, Emily Neely,
Adam Harder.
Madison Neer,
Cameron Harvey.
Siray Naidi,
Sarah Howie.
Zachary Nemeth,
Cole Heald.
Alexandra Nerney,
Carrie Healy.
Adam Newman,
Luke Hendricks.
Cooper Nevitt,
Ryan Hentrick.
Peyton Newman,
David Hicks.
Jennifer Naw,
Stephen Hildebrand.
Emma Nicolai,
Joe Hintz.
Zoe Nobby,
Jacob Hodge.
Bridget Noble,
Scott Hodson.
Brianna Nolan,
Jason Holly.
Megan Noling,
Reese Holloway.
Scarlett O'Brien,
Mohammed Lafizal Hawk.
Kelsey Oliver,
Zachary Howard.
Rachel Onken,
Mitchell Howe.
Emily Orth,
Thomas Hubauer.
Adesh Oswal,
Bailey Human.
Tara Parlberg,
Mark Hubrex.
Jasmine Pappas,
Sukwon Wong.
Travis Patrick,
Manuel Iglesias.
Cole Pearson,
Brandon Jackson.
Loren Pengel,
Tim Jansen.
Kelsey Perrin,
Deshaun Jodani.
Charlotte Peterkin,
Alex Johnson.
Emily Peterson,
Tegan Jones.
Jessica Peterson,
Kamalduski Jackson.
Summer Petro,
Pratosh Kanagula.
Ella Pfeiffer,
Yeet Karatosh.
Savannah Plessel,
Caitlin Kelsey.
Gary Plummer,
Ryan Curtez.
Taylor Politan,
Yoo-hyun Kim.
Aubrey Pond,
Caleb King.
Catherine Potter,
Adam Kleber.
Kara Pounds,
Andrew Kanotak.
Caleb Price,
Alexander Cohn.
Tristan Pertlebaugh,
Ching Kong.
Madeline Quinn,
Benjamin Kozik.
Melanie Rapley,
Declan Cramper.
Abby Ravaslut,
Kyle Kreninger.
Emily Ray,
Alex Kruger.
Sydney Reed,
Alex Cook.
Cameron Riak,
Adarsh Kurambale.
Jaden Redder,
Kelly Koos.
Lauren Rexing,
Trevor Ladner.
Olivia Riedling,
Esanam Lamawana.
Denise Ringwald,
Graham Lancaster.
Eli Robinson,
Matthew Lang.
Virgil Rodkey,
Marcus Lonnie.
Aiden Rominger,
Christopher Laszlo.
Megan Ruse,
Christopher Lehman.
Ashley Rosencrantz,
Jacqueline Leal.
Alfonso Falsali Irizarry,
Lucas Lefebvre.
Justin Rowe,
Marina Leonards.
Caleb Roulan,
Brian Lee.
Sydney Rust,
Forrest Dongwan Lim.
Katarina Sackstetter,
Nicholas Liao.
Grant Sanchez,
Norwish Thohitnavi.
Christian Sanford,
Akash Lokram,
Maddie Shader,
Lauren Lopez,
Claire Shank,
Liam Lopez,
Adam Schlutenhofer,
Santiago Lorenzo,
Sadie Schmidt,
Adam Moss,
Jenna Schreiner,
Nadia Mahmood,
Ellie Schuler,
Annie Maloney,
John Schuler,
Holden McGuire,
Sarah Cinto,
Otto Mecha,
Riley Scott,
Jade Meekin,
Jasmine Serrano,
Carly Mendenhall,
Taja Shri Shah,
Jacob Metz,
Jocelyn Sheets,
Mitchell Michaels,
Olivia Silvers,
Danielle Miller,
Claudia Sims,
Tim Miller,
Abigail Sipes,
Audrey Milo,
Carrie Slagle,
Raymond Moats,
Ethan Smiley,
Elijah Mock,
Jared Smith,
James Moeller,
Hunter Smollett,
Reed Monholland,
Tess Snyder,
Keegan Moster,
Rayan Suarjano,
Alexa Moshevik,
Brooke Southern,
Garrett Muti,
McKeely Stansberry,
Niraj Naido,
Isabel Staff,
Rahul Narain,
William Steck,
Siddharth Nathella,
Caitlin Steele,
Nakwin Mai Nguyen,
Ireland Stevens,
Andrew Nixon,
Jack Stevens,
Dominic Nokon,
Aaron Stevenson,
Jacob Nyland,
Michaela Stiver,
Christopher Obert,
Ethan Strong,
Andrew Oliver,
Marissa Sullivan,
Anne Odisolo Omanini,
Molly Sumner,
Javier Oniate,
Kyle Swafford,
Zachary Outcalt,
Emma Swain,
John Paholski,
Mallory Swanson,
Brian Pamantwan,
Conrena Tankersley,
Dakota Parker,
Jingjing Tao,
Anup Patel,
Caitlin Taylor,
Ansh Patel,
Mackenzie Taylor,
Sawan Patel,
Kendra Tooney,
Daniel Blue,
Linda Tharp,
Michael Poro,
Margaret Thomas,
Jacob Post,
Leslie Tibbetts,
Sing Hao Chuan,
Riley Tomey,
Michael Quintero,
Sarah Tonneson,
Catherine Ratty,
Audrey Toogood,
Ethan Radke,
Leonie Trabert,
Mark Raji,
Charles Trainer,
Saruj Kumar Rajaratnam,
Emily Tricker,
Alondra Ramos,
Alicia Trujillo,
Ryan Randolph,
Haley Twazan,
Aryan Rathi,
Jack Utter,
Deva Ravichandran,
Martin Vargas,
Mary Kirsten Riley,
Owen Vaughn,
Arthur Rainier IV,
Taylor Vernagey,
Jacob Rensner,
Anthony Vicino,
Nicholas Wrench,
Caitlin Vahill,
Nathan Robb,
Brianna Vinup,
Alexa Romer,
Garrett Vineyard,
Frank Ruane,
Grant Vogt,
Logan Russell,
Benjamin Waddy,
Siddharth Ajdeva,
Dustin Wagner,
Hunter Sakowitz,
Hannah Walker,
Devendra Sarnaik,
Rowan Waller,
Samuel Shavetti,
Grace Warble,
Jacob Schmiedel,
Andrew Warwick,
Tyler Shostak,
Emily Washer,
Ethan Simi,
Garrett Watson,
Colin Scott,
Luke Weaver,
Jacob Siegel,
John Wildbaker,
Yashohit Sethi,
Grant Welty,
Dara Shaw,
Elliot Westrich,
Nishay Shaw,
Casey Wilhoit,
Matthew Sheridan,
Jackson Williams,
Nicholas Sherman,
Ethan Wishmeyer,
Ajay Shah,
Caitlin Wolf,
Andrew Shinero,
Laura Workman,
August Schrader,
Gwen Wyatt,
Vivek Singh,
Cole Zintek,
Matthew Single,
Sarah York,
Samuel Smith,
Kathleen Zapp,
Walter Smith,
Wanting Zhang,
Kenneth Smoke,
Zhongyi Chen,
Kate Snow,
Emily Zimmer,
Ryan Soltis,
Drew Sing Yin,
Jackson Sperling,
Yuan Zhang,
Charles Seraphin,
Heyo Chu,
Tamara Sarum, Reese Staples,
Tang Yao,
Iggy Sewer, Annika Svensson, Luke Swift, Grace Samansky, Cooper Tavs, Isaac Tebben, Luke Thurston, Brianne Towers, Zachary Town, Pisichai Dragan Watanawong, Samvit Valuri, Zachary Vanzanti, Timothy Vanderwood, Roshina Varghese, Matthew Visito, Matthew Volley, Michael Vors, Timothy Vulich, Benjamin Wagoner, Nicholas Walkie, Nathan Walsh, One Ahmad Hakim bin Wanishulk, Jacob Weber, Isaac Wagner, Megan Williams, William Williams, Noah Wachowski, Evan Wolfla, Kyle Wooten, Sujal Yagnik, Si-Won Yin, Micah Yoder, Elaine Yoon, Joseph Youngkin, Ethan Yu, Tristan Zavrovets, Jacob Zajac, Andy Zhang, Jinja Zhang, Zhu Jiahao, Ming Jiaju, Jake Zuckerman, Jacob Sviazinski, Akash Roy, and the Division I Band and PMO candidates, the Varsity Glee Club, Hugh Grennan, Ronaldo Wong, the Commencement Band, Charles Adkins, Gannon Bennett, Christian Fadel.
Okay, it's official. You're now graduates of Purdue University. Now it's time for you to observe tradition by moving your tassel from the right side of the mortarboard to the left, signifying your new status. Congratulations to all our new alums. We We honor these graduates for their hard work and accomplishments, but they'd be the first to tell us they did not make the journey alone. So, will the parents, grandparents, spouses, brothers, sisters, other family members, and friends please stand so these graduates can thank you for your long and loving support. This is the 69th anniversary of the university's Cooperative Education Work-Study Program. In the Commencement program, you will find the names of those students who have earned a certificate for the satisfactory completion of the co-op experience. May I also direct your attention in the program to where you'll find the names of graduates who have been commissioned earlier today by the President of the United States as second lieutenants in the United States Air Force, Army, Marines, Space Force, and ensigns in the Navy. You also may have noticed some of our graduates wearing red, white, and blue cords signifying that they are veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. Will those servicemen and women stand so we can recognize them and express our thanks for their patriotism? Let's take a moment to acknowledge the artistry of the Commencement Band with conductor Jay Gephardt, the Purdue Varsity Glee Club with director William Griffel, and our organist Jeffrey P. Stearns. Thank you for your contributions today. I'm pleased to introduce Grace Hasler, who was selected as today's student responder in recognition of her leadership in many student and campus organizations. Grace is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Economics and Agricultural Communications and will soon be part of BASF's Regulatory Development Program after graduation. Please welcome Grace Hasler. There you are. Thank you. I did a great job.
Sure, thank you. To President Daniels, the Board of Trustees, platform guests, families, friends, and Purdue University's class of 2022 spring graduates, thank you and welcome. Before we begin, I need to formally apologize. You see, I've spent the last 4 years unknowingly, incorrectly sharing Purdue's history. I have always felt that the determination and the spirit of every Boilermaker was best exemplified in the story of the bell tower. It burned to the ground and was reconstructed 1 brick higher than the original. I love to tell this story on tours, to my friends, or when I'm feeling philosophical on a Thursday at the chocolate shop. Thankfully, before I stood in front of you to spread this misinformation, I found the real story, which was not, in fact, about the bell tower, but about Heavlin Hall. In 1894, Heavlin Hall was destroyed by a fire just 4 days after it was built. The next day, Purdue's president, James Smart, addressed a devastated Purdue community. "We are looking this morning to the future, not the past," he said. "I tell you, young men, this tower shall go up 1 brick higher." Ever true to his word, it did. Regardless of the details or lack thereof, I love this message. While here at Purdue, we have overcome challenges and pursued our purpose so that we could build our own towers 1 brick higher. We've overcome challenges. Across the world, students were sent home, but we were among the first schools in the nation to return to campus. Our leadership raised us 1 brick higher. Our peers challenged us to collaboratively pursue solutions, while faculty and staff motivated us to do more than we ever thought possible. Surrounded by our Purdue community, we forged 1 brick higher. We rallied around a die-hard Boilermaker fan and cheered with him against the #2 football team in the country. At the end of that battle, we were 49-20 victors over Ohio State and raised over $100,000 in honor of Tyler Trent. But we also learned that some of the toughest battles go to the strongest soldiers, and that no matter how badly you want it, there's some wars you just can't win. We mourned, and we followed Tyler's example in lifting each other one brick higher. Through overcoming our challenges, we learned to pursue our purpose. In life, it's easy to feel tired from doing too many things. However, being tired often means we're simply doing too little for what sets our souls on fire. My purpose lies in advocating for those who feed the world. Yours might be in engineering efficient processes, cultivating the earth, or taking care of a family. Your purpose might be tied to your studies, your faith, or your community. Purdue has given us the tools and the network to pursue our purpose outside of this great university. Together, we will confidently join fellow Boilermakers to reach one brick higher. Like Heveland Hall itself, our time at Purdue isn't defined by the details of our story. It was where we learned how to think. We learned to have grit, to network, and to develop, all while taking care of ourselves and our community. We will be the innovators, the World Food Prize winners, the engineering entrepreneurs, and the parents of future Boilermakers. Purdue is a step for our own giant leaps as we continue to overcome challenges and pursue our purpose. As we leave this place, I challenge you to always aspire to go one brick higher. Congratulations to the class of 2022. We are ever grateful, ever true. Hammer down, hail Purdue.
Once more we rally, alma mater, hear our praise. Where the Wabash spreads its valley filled with joy, our voices raise. From the skies in swelling echoes come the cheers that tell the tale of your victories and your heroes. Hail Purdue, we sing all hail. Hail, hail to old Purdue, all hail to our old golden flag. Hail, hail to old Purdue, our friendship may she never lack. Ever grateful, ever true, let's raise our song anew. Of the days we spent with you, all hail our own Purdue.
So we conclude our commencement convocation. On behalf of the trustees, the faculty, and all the Purdue family, I bid you farewell and Godspeed. Rabbi Glick will offer the benediction. Please remain seated afterwards while the faculty and the graduates recess.
Thank you. As this ceremony concludes, let us remember that a graduation is not an end. It is the first step of a new beginning, a world of opportunity and of promise, of joy and of love. May the graduating class of 2022 be blessed with meaningful and rich lives, with good health and prosperity. May we all be a source of blessing and honor to ourselves, our families, to Purdue, and yes, to the world at large. I wish you all congratulations. May God bless each of us that the knowledge that we attained in this great institution be utilized in its best form to help others. And collectively, may all our honorable deeds bring upon an era of peace and harmony for all mankind. Go forth from this major event with pride and with joy. Go forth with excitement and enthusiasm. Go forth with your heads held high. Go forth and go Boilermakers.
You shall go out with joy. You shall go out with joy. Joy, 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 joy. Joy.
relax. Go ahead and put your music folder, close your folder. Remember to put your program back on your seat when you leave. Okay, graduates, go ahead and come forward.